Hi guys, Matthew Woodward here, and today I bring you the Licorne all-in-one review and tutorial. This has been requested by so many of you on the forum. It's the most popular thread in the tutorial requests forum, so here it is at last. Today you're going to learn how to use Licorne all-in-one properly, how to use it as part of the tiered link building process. I know a lot of you guys are looking for that. How to import your own custom target sites to build links from, how to use some of the more advanced secret features that are tucked away within Licorne, and of course access to a bunch of exclusive resources for you to download on my blog underneath the video. Now, one of the things I've been asked most is how to use Licorne all-in-one for tiered link building. So to use it as part of this series, all you need to do is watch part 1, the theory first, and then prepare the content as shown in video 2. You can click on the videos below to watch them right now, and then follow along with this tutorial once you have the content prepared. After this tutorial, you would then move on to the tiered link building series part 4 to build out your tier 2 and 3 links. So that's how to use this tutorial as part of the tiered link building process. So this is the main interface of Licorne all-in-one submitter. Now I'm going to take you through some of the basic options here and things that we need to set up, and then I'm going to show you the project and task area by setting up a quick bookmark campaign. So first of all, let's just jump straight into the settings here. Now for the most part you can leave these at default and they are very self-explanatory. The only thing I do is increase the email activation time here up to around 45 minutes. Here you can set up your capture services. You can see I have Death by Capture set up as the first priority and GSA Capture Breaker as the second priority. The reason for this is GSA Capture Breaker doesn't actually, and neither does Capture Sniper, neither of them support deCAPTCHA, and a lot of the sites you'll be submitting to here will use deCAPTCHA, so we have to use Death by Capture as the first priority to get the best success rate. Death by Capture is the one I choose here because it's the cheapest and most reliable in my experience. Then we can have a look at the spinning tab. My preferred spinning service, as you all know, is the Best Spinner, and I have my settings set up here. And there are a bunch of other options here that you can leave at default, but have a look through them. If you have a Copyscape account, you can add it. Down here you can use your article builder and big content accounts if so, but have a look through the other options. Really they're the spinning details, the capture details and the email activation times, all that you need to look at really. And once you've updated them, hit save settings. And the other things I want to show you here are these tabs. Here's a tab of the logs of everything that's happened. This will have some more data in it once we've set up the test campaign. Proxies, now this is very important. You need to add your own private proxies here to get the best success rates. Personally, I use semi-dedicated proxies from Buy Proxies. They have been superb. I used to use the dedicateds from Squid Proxies and they were terrible. So to add your proxies, all you need to do is come to Add, paste them in here, click Add Proxies, and that adds them to your list here. And you can also manage any email accounts that you use for account creation here. So, you know, if you set up, this was just a dummy one that I set up as a test, but once you set up a campaign, if you want to come back and do manual email activation, you can just tick them and then hit start email activation. And this is a nice way to keep a log of all the email accounts that you've used, and it's auto populated as well, which is pretty cool. And finally here we have a pinger, so you can turn pinging services on or off. They have a few different pinging sources, and you can also integrate with Lindex, Backlinks Indexer and so forth. So that is the general interface, but let's take a look at creating an actual project. So I'm going to very quickly show you how to create a social bookmark project and the process that we go through, and then I'm going to take you through the diagram wizard along with some of the more advanced settings. So First of all, if you click on new project, and I'm going to call this bookmarking, add project, and then we need to come up to new task and account creation task. Now here you can see all of the different tasks that we can create. We can create an article task, bookmarks, directories, profiles, videos, wikis, web2s, RSS and social networks. But first of all, we need to create some accounts. So let's open that up. Now it's asking us for a task name. I'm just going to call it bookmark accounts and click next. Now the first thing that you need to do here is create a new profile. That opens up this window. For the most part, everything's already filled out for you, including username, first name, last name, address details, and so forth. The only thing you need to do is select an email address to use with this profile. So if we go and create new. Now, if you don't already have email accounts created, you need to go and create one at this point. You can use Hotmail or AOL, for example. You can even go to Fiverr and buy 500 already created email accounts for $5. Or you can use a disposable one here, but you will find that a lot of services block these from being used in the sign up process. So I already have a Hotmail account that I have prepared, and I can just fill out the details here, and that will be pop3.live.com and test email. And you always want to make sure the email account is working properly, because if you sign up to loads of places, you're not going to be able to confirm your account. So once that's done, hit OK, add email, and make sure that it is the one that is selected there, and enter a profile name. I'm just going to call this bookmarks1 and create account profile. And here you can see this is the account profile it is going to use. Now all we need to do is select the sites that it is going to register. So you can either select a certain category of sites, or you can select by a certain platform. For example, let's have a look here. Oh, they've actually got sites mixed in. But we're just going to select a category of bookmark sites and select all category. And you can see here that has selected 146 sites for us. If we scroll down here, you can see the various bookmark sites. And then all we need to do is click on finish. Task has been successfully added. Okay, so that is the account creation part successful. Now all we need to do is come down to Start Submitter, and that will go out now and process this job and create all of the accounts. You can have control over the number of threads here, and because I'm using a lot of proxies and have a powerful machine, I'm going to ramp it up a little bit, and I'm just going to pause the video while it goes out and completes these. So now that has completed, all we need to do is wait the predefined amount of time to confirm the emails, or you can just force it now like I have here. You can click the tick box and then click start email activation, and that will go out and fetch all of the activation emails for you and activate them. And we can just do that again here, and you can just see it going through the process there. So I will pause the video while it completes that. So this is just a test. I'm not going to wait for all of the activation emails to come in. Before, if you remember, in the settings we set the email activation time to be 45 minutes. I've left it like 2. So we're probably going to get quite a high fail rate when we submit the bookmark task itself, purely because we haven't waited for the emails to come in and to activate the accounts. So if we just come to new task and select bookmark submission task, it asks us for a task name, and I'm just going to call it submit bookmarks. Click on next. It asks us for a list of URLs to bookmark. So I'm just going to use mydomain.com as an example. Then we have to provide the bookmark title, description and tags. Now you should watch the advanced spinning tutorial to learn how to spin this properly so it's readable and passes human moderation every time. But I have already got my content prepared here, and we can just add a few tags. And if you want to, you can preview your title or preview the bookmark description. And once you're happy with all of this, just click on next. Now it asks us to select the account profile, and remember before we created bookmarks 1 account profile, and here's a list of all of the sites it has registered to. So we can just select all and click on next. Now this will ask us to create the name of a list that it saves all of the live links to. So as it creates a link, it adds it to a list, and we can call this list a name to refer to later. So let's just call that BM1, add output URL list. Next, the submission method. We can either choose instant submission, where it goes out and submits them all right now, or a drip feed submission, where it will limit until, if you select 10 here, it would create 10 new live bookmarking links per day until it reaches 87. So you can play with that here. And last, you can schedule this task to start at a certain time, or have it start after another task completes. So you could have, once you have created all of your accounts, you could have the bookmark submit and then the articles submit automatically afterwards. But I'm just going to choose instant submission here and have the task run straight away. So if we click on finish, click on OK, and the start submitter button, we will see that go out now and submit all of the bookmarks. So I'm just going to pause the video while it does that. And that's now completed, and it was actually more successful than I expected because I didn't do all of the activation emails. So the next step is, if you select the project here, you can generate a report, and this tells you how many were successful, how many failed, how many were unprocessed, along with all of the information here and the logins, which is important. This is something that we might need in the future, and a list of all of the live links that it created. You can also get a live links report just by clicking this, and this creates a text file of them here. And if there are any failed tasks, you can just click on retry failed submissions. So that is the basics of how to set up a project and tasks within the project. If you wanted to create, a Web 2 task, you could do that. You just got to fill out the information here. And it's pretty simple. Create accounts, create the submission project, enter your content, and click on Start Submitter, and that will create all of the links for you. So next we are going to take a look at how to use the diagram wizard. So let me show you how to use the diagram wizard, but also use Licorne all-in-one to build our first tier of links. Now, if you've watched a tiered link building tutorials, you will see I have used Ultimate Daemon in that tutorial. But if you don't have Ultimate Daemon, you can actually use Licorne to achieve the same results. And that's what we're going to do now. So this is how to build your tier 1 links using Licorne all-in-one instead of Ultimate Daemon. And I also have a separate tutorial available that shows you how to do the same with SEnuke XCR. But here's how to do it in Licorne. So, new project, and we're just going to call this our tier 1 links. Add project. And then the first thing that we need to do is create all of the accounts that we're going to use. So that's new account creation task. And we're going to call that tier accounts and click next. Account profile, we will create a new profile. And again, most of this information is already filled out for us. All we need to do is add an email address. So click on create new, paste the email address there, the username, the password, and the server. and test the email. You always want to make sure that you test the email and it's successfully logging in. Okay, add email, and let's just give it a name. I'm just going to call it Tier 1, create account profile. Now we need to tell it exactly which sites we want it to register. So we're going to select all of the article directories, all of the social bookmarks, all of the directories, all of the social networks, all of the Web 2 properties, and all of the wikis. And you can see here there's nearly 2,000 sites selected, and just click finish and the task has been added. Now all you need to do is let it run through and create all of these. As you can see, it's running through now, so I'm just going to pause the video while it completes that process. That's now finished, so we can come up to the diagram wizard here and open it up and click on next. Now this looks very similar to the SEnuke XCR wizard, but it actually works a lot better in my opinion. So we can actually create the Tier 1 link profile that we use Ultimate Daemon to create in a tiered link building series, but this is how you can do it using the diagram wizard. So if you drag out these different modules here, and you can drag and connect them to the money site like that. And with SEnuke XCR, at this point you'd actually click next, but here you just double click on each element and set up the additional details that are required. Now, if you followed the advanced spinning tutorial, you will already have the links to your money site as well as other contextual links embedded in your content. But if you just have spun articles that do not have any links at the moment, then Licorne can insert them for you. And you can just add a list of keywords here, and then a list of the relevant links or URLs that you want it to create links to. And it will automatically replace the words it finds for you in the articles as it's publishing them. But my advice is to follow the advanced spinning tutorial and set it up that way, in which case you can leave these blank and just hit confirm. Oh, you've got to insert one, so, and one URL. Okay, and then confirm. And now you can see this is no longer grayed out and has some colour to it, so we know that that bit is set up properly. Next, social bookmarks. Enter a task name. Next. Now it automatically uses the URLs that we have provided, and here we can just paste in the title and description, which I've already prepared, along with some tags, and hit next. Now it asks us which accounts to use, so we can say Tier 1, select all in category bookmarks, and we've got 93 sites selected. Click next. And you saw this screen as well before, so we are going to call this Tier 1 links, add output URL list. Again, we can drip feed the submission, and if we are going to be using this to create a set of Tier 1 links, what we actually want to do is drip feed this so it lasts for about 2 weeks. Now that means we probably want the daily successful count for this around 7, and then leave these options at default and click finish. And as you can see, the social bookmark module is now set up. And now we just need to go through the rest of these and set them up as it's asking us to. Here we can just click next, add article. Now you've got lots of different options for importing articles. You can use stuff from Content Machine. I'm a big lover of Content Machine. But I like to add our own custom article that's been spun to the specification of the advanced spinning tutorial. And we can just fill out the details here nice and easily. The title, the actual content of the article here, and then you have to scroll across here and add a article summary. That's possibly a bit too long, but there, that'll do. And the resource box and some tags. And click on add article, and then next. In fact, you can add more than one article here if you wish to. You can add a number of articles and it will use them at random, but if you've got the content prepared correctly, you don't need to do that. So you can hit next. It asks you for your accounts again. We select tier 1, select all in category article. Yes, and next. And again, we're going to go to tier 1 links as our live links. Drip feed submission. We'll do a couple a day. Click finish. Oh, a task name. That was on the very first screen, sorry. And there we go. Now we can move on to wikis. Let's give it the task name, let's not make that mistake again. Again, we can just add an article, a custom article, and I actually have a different one prepared for this. Paste that in. And the actual article content, paste that in. And we don't need a summary or resource for wikis. I forgot to mention here, you can check the article with Copyscape if you want, and you can also preview it. But that will do for us. Add article, next. Which accounts do we want to use? Select the tier 1 group, select all in category, wiki, and then next. And again, drip feed submission, we've got 900 across 14 days, so you probably want this around the 40. Drip feed setting there. This isn't a hard and fast rule, just roughly so it goes across 2 weeks. And again, just hit finish. Oh, we forgot the output URL list, which is tier 1 links. Finish. And last but not least are the Web 2 properties. Now with the Web 2 content, they usually accept images and videos, so you can spin those within the article as well. All of this is covered in my spinning tutorial. I'm just going to paste some sample content in here though, just quickly. And we have the tags to fill out here. And hit add article, next. Select tier 1, select all in category. You get the idea by now. Web 2 properties, select all, yes, next. And select the output URL list, 49, drip feed submission. We're going to do maybe 4 a day. Finish. And you can see now that all of those are completed. So we can just click on finish, and you can see there it has successfully added the tasks for us. And you can see already it's going out and creating all of those for us. You could actually strengthen your tier 1 link profile as well. You might come to new task and decide to add some directory submissions into it, and you could also perhaps do some RSS submissions. So you can, or even add a social network task and get some tweets and some social signals to it. All of these are extra tasks that you can do to boost the strength of your tier 1 link profile. And don't be scared to introduce, even a video submission task and really strengthen out your first tier link profile. But really what you should do before any of this, and I stress this in the tiered link building videos, is you should go out and scrape your own target list of sites to build links from. Now here I've just used the default list of sites that comes with Licorne all-in-one. But if you move over to the Manage tab here, there's actually a whole bunch of sites that are trained here, and it supports lots of different platforms, so you can go out and scrape your own list of sites and get links that your competitors aren't. Now this is often what makes a a campaign successful or not successful. A lot of people skip over this step and want to just use a list that comes with it. But we have all of these different platforms here that we can go out and scrape for and get even more sites to post to. So if you refer to part 2 of the tiered link building tutorial, it teaches you how to do that. And I am actually going to provide a list of sites that I've personally scraped for you guys that you can download underneath this video on my blog, and you'll be able to import that in and start straight away with more sites than most people normally have access to. But I seriously recommend you go out and scrape your own list of sites. It's very easy to do. Here it even tells you the footprint to search for in Google. So you can just say, okay, I want to find some more dolphin sites. Well, powered by dolphin is a footprint. You could scrape for that with Scrapebox and then come and import it into those sites. So let's take a little look at doing all of that a bit closer. So one way that you can add sites is if you come to manage sites here and add sites, you can just paste in a list of sites and it will add them to a list for you. However, the best way I have found to add sites is if you come up to Tools, Link Related, Link Analyzer, and here you can paste in your list of links, adjust the thread count, click Start Analyzing, and it will go through every single link and identify exactly which platform it belongs to and whether it can post to it or not. And at the end of this analysis, you can just tick which sites that you want and add them directly to your database here, or you can export them. So what you should do is watch part 2 of the tiered link building tutorial, learn how to scrape. I'm going to make this final list available for you to download and import yourself, and this is a process you should follow to do that. And I'm also going to provide a list of footprints for you to use in Scrapebox, because the footprints you need for Licorne are different for the ones you need for Ultimate Demon. So I'm going to put all of this together for you in an exclusive resource pack that's underneath the video for you to download on my blog. So let's let this run through. It's still got quite a few links left to analyze, and we'll resume the video when it's done. So now you can see it's found 2,791 new sites that we can post links to. To add them to the database, just click Select All, Add Selected Links to Database, and that will open up the Import Sites window that you saw before. You can add a list name here, so I'm just going to call it Import 1, and hit Add Links, and that will go through now and process them and add them to the database. So let me pause it while it does that for you. So that has now completed, and we've added 294 new sites, and 2,456 already existed in the database, and some it didn't recognize. So that's not a bad run, and you can download this list underneath the video on my blog. Now, one of the really cool things I like about Licorne is you can actually manage the platforms yourself. And this might be a little advanced for some of you, but pay attention here and you'll see why this is useful. Normally, if we go and scrape out a new list of sites to go and find, we look for certain footprints across them all. So Plig, typically a lot of Plig sites in the footer will have the exact phrase powered by Plig, and if you do a search for that, you can return a big list of Plig sites to search for, to post to. The problem is webmasters have got savvy to this, and they try to remove a lot of the footprints so you can't detect it's a Plig site in the first place, which means you can't register and submit to it and automate it. But Licorne actually allows us to get around this pretty well, because we can add different footprints, and if you look here, we can choose different footprint types, which are explained down here, and what the actual footprint is. So I'm going to show you how to add a new recognition footprint, which allows Licorne to tell if a site is a Plig site or not. and I'm going to just flick across to these sites. So here we have 3 plig sites. Here's one. It doesn't have powered. Oh, actually this one does have powered by plig, but we'll use this as an example. This one doesn't have powered by plig, so typically it would not be able to recognize this site. And this one also doesn't have powered by plig. So what we can do is look for commonalities between the 3 sites and then add that as a new platform, as a new footprint to detect that these are plig sites. So if we have a look at the source code of each of these sites, we can start having a look for commonalities. Now, in fact, an easier way to do this is if we have a look at, let's say, have a look at the header here, right click, inspect element. We can have a look at some of the code down here, and we'll do that for each of these. And we can just start having a look through the code here for commonalities between them that mean they belong to the plig platform. And straight away here I can see that body dir equals LTR. It's used there, it's used on this site as well, and it's used on that site. So that's a good indication that all of these belong to plig. So we can copy that, and we can come straight back into Licorne here, and we can add that as a footprint for recognition. And if we click on add, footprint has been successfully added. Now every time, one moment, now every time it goes through and looks for that footprint, it will be able to identify that it is a plig site, even if the webmasters are trying to hide the fact that it is a plig site and to stop you being able to automate it. So imagine being able to do that for each of the platforms here. I mean, some of them only have 1 recognition footprint for article dashboard. I know there's an awful lot more than that. And you can really make this much more powerful than any other submission tool on the market, because they just don't have this function. This is a really handy function to have. So, you know, make use of it. Spend time going through each of these platforms here. There's only about 15 or 20 of them. Open a few article beach sites up, look for commonalities like we've just had, and add your own footprints in here to help with the detection, submission process, and retrieving the live links. This really allows you to make Licorne a lot more powerful than it already is. We're coming to the end of the tutorial now, but there's a few other things I wanted to show you. There's some quite handy tools. There's a bunch of scrapers. There's an article scraper to go out and scrape articles based on your keyword, although I prefer using Content Machine for this type of activity. You can also scrape Google Suggest for related keywords, much like you can with Scrapebox, but it's all built into the tool here. You can search the search engines and scrape the search engines for specific platforms and link types, and you can also search for tweets, image URLs, and video URLs, which is pretty handy. Especially these 2 functions right here will come in handy in the advanced spinning tutorial for sure. And if you don't have Scrapebox to scrape your own target list of sites, you can use this scraper. It's no way near as good as Scrapebox or as powerful, but if you don't have Scrapebox, this is a worthwhile alternative to build your own target list of sites. You also have some link management tools. The link analyzer we took you through earlier for importing your target list of sites. There is a PR checker to bulk check the page rank of URLs. We also have an EMD checker, so you can check if EMDs are available. That's exact match domains are available for a list of keywords, and it will go out and check all of those for you. And there is a live link checker, so you can load a list of your backlinks, a list of the websites that you've built links to, and it will go out and check if the links are still live and the anchors are being used. That's another handy function to have. There is also a built-in bulk article spinner. Really, just use the best spinner here. It's a tool that you need. It is a requirement to prepare the content for link building campaigns properly. So just use the best spinner when it comes to spinning your content. And then we've got some keyword related things. We have a rank tracker. I've not tested how efficient this is at actually tracking your rankings. Personally, I use rank tracker from Link Assistant because it's well updated, but feel free to give this a try. And you also have a keyword analyzer for analyzing the strength of competition in a niche. And last but not least, we have some various miscellaneous tools. Extract links from emails, sometimes handy. Remove duplicates from URLs. Scrapebox actually have a free dupe remove tool that I find with big lists a lot of programs fall over and make your machine lock up, but the Scrapebox dupe remove has never let me down in dealing with big lists. You also have bulk bit.ly shortener and a plig upvoter. Now this is actually pretty cool. You can enter a list of plig or social bookmark URLs and actually get other accounts to vote on them. This helps you stand out from the crowd because most people that build social bookmark links don't actually have any votes on their links. So if you can give each of your social bookmark links a few votes, that kind of makes it look a bit more real and a bit more natural. So this is a very handy tool for you to have. And really, that completes the Licorne all-in-one tutorial. I've taken you through how to set up a quick campaign, a social bookmark campaign, and this process is pretty much the same for any of the other tasks that you want to complete here. And I've shown you how to use a diagram designer to build a tier 1 set of links similar to those that we use Ultimate Daemon to create in the tiered link building series. So that's Licorne all-in-one. I hope that has answered all of your questions that you had. I know a lot of you have requested this tutorial and you should now be able to use it like a pro. One of the biggest benefits of it though is it is actually cheaper than Ultimate Daemon and SEnuke XCR, even though it offers similar features, as well as some of those extra tools that I just showed you at the end, which are pretty cool as well. But if you want to check it out for yourself, there is a fully functional trial available to download. Make sure you go and grab that. But first, don't forget to check out my spinning tutorial to prepare your content. And then you can also check out part 4 of the tiered link building series to build tier 2 and 3 to these links and really power them up further. So I hope that answered all of your questions. See ya. Well, if you made it this far, you must have enjoyed the video, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions, then head over to my blog by clicking on the logo on your screen now, or leave them in the comments underneath this video. You can check out some of my other videos, just click on the one you want to watch next. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog. See ya!